What up guys, my name is Faisal, but you can call me your master. Anyways, the reason why I told you to call me the master is because I'm gonna be talking about Star Wars in this week's video. You read the title of the video and you clicked on it. You want to relate to your parents, how you want to be a real Star Wars fan like them, because they've been there when A New Hope was released. They've been there when Empire Strikes Back was released, Return of the Jedi. They were there before it was even remastered. And you were born perhaps right after or before Episode 1 was released, which I believe was in 1998. I don't know, I was 3 years old back then. Now I know a lot of you have heard about the issue when Episode 1 was released, in which everyone just completely hated the movie and they just keep on thrashing it to this day. So without further ado, let me list some steps that I've written down in which you guys have to follow so you can become a real Star Wars fan. First off, it's Luke's lightsaber. It's not Anakin's lightsaber, it's not Vader's lightsaber, it's Luke's It's Luke's lightsaber. Do not mix those together. Now, even though that first lightsaber you see in A New Hope, Ben Kenobi actually mentions that lightsaber actually belongs to Anakin. Yet everyone just says it's actually Luke's lightsaber. No, it is Luke's lightsaber, right? Do not ever get them confused in front of a real Star Wars fan, because they'll probably rip your anus apart, man. Trust me. Step number two, you must hate Jar Jar. I don't know why, but that's how it is in the Star Wars community. You have to hate Jar Jar, along with Episode 1, obviously. I don't get it, man. I actually like Jar Jar, but shit. I can't believe I said that. On another level, guys, you really need to hate Jar Jar before you actually start getting into the franchise. Step number 3. So I don't know when exactly, but I think after Episode 3, Lucas decided to remaster Episodes 4 to 6. Apparently, we're on the series just that, you know, it's the worst It's the worst decision ever to be taken by Lucas. Step number 4. You have to believe that Han Solo shot first. It wasn't Greedo. No, Han Solo shot first. Now the mix-up, I believe, happened right after the remastered version was released, and basically George Lucas shows that Greedo actually shot first. And even though in an interview George Lucas actually says there was a confusion and that we thought Han shot first, but it was actually Greedo. I don't even know, man. I don't know. Like, you know, George Lucas, the writer and the director, says that Greedo shot first. I don't understand why people wanted to find that. It's not even your freaking movie, alright? George Lucas says Greedo shot first. Get over it. Step number 5. Now I know this might be a little extreme, but I watched this in a video and this guy actually made a song in which he says, George Lucas, you raped my childhood. I think it's because right after Episode 1, like, I don't know, people just thought it was a complete disaster. This guy just went on and said, you raped my childhood. I'm pretty sure that guy was born right after, I don't know, Return of the Jedi was released. I don't understand, man. It's just the fact that people don't want to grow up. Listen, man, you don't get Episode 1. I honestly enjoyed Episode 1. I don't understand why others won't enjoy it. I'm guessing just because they're too old for it now. They won't understand many of the, I don't know, effects and all of that shit. So probably that's why they got really offended by Episode 1. I don't know. Step number 6. George Lucas is the worst director of all time. Step number 7. If you watch the prequel and Episodes 4 to 6, you would see there's a difference between the Yoda characters in the prequels and, you know, in the older version of the movie. Now, believe it or not, people actually hate the new Yoda. They just completely hate him. I don't know why. It's just Yoda, man. People don't want to understand that. Listen. As the years progress, our technology also progress, you know, hopefully. We were able, well, not me, but the guys, you know, that directed Star Wars. They were able to recreate Yoda in a form in which he can move freely without the need to stay in one place. And people just don't want to understand that. Like, listen, man, technology progresses too. And Lucas used that to his advantage. Step number 7. George Lucas shouldn't have used the Force Ghost of Anakin Skywalker. You know, the Hayden Christian one. I do not know how to pronounce his name, I'm sorry, but basically he shouldn't have used that guy's Force Ghost. He should have stuck with the first Force Ghost, the guy that we barely know anything about, the guy that we have never seen in any of the movies except for that one part at the end of the movie. George Lucas, you weren't allowed to use the new Anakin Skywalker's Force Ghost. Like, I don't know, man, it was such a great idea that he actually used, the new Anakin Skywalker's Force Ghost, because it basically links, it connected all the parts for many people, such as myself, the guys that went back to watch the first movies, they all understood that part because of real Anakin Skywalker, the guy that played Anakin Skywalker's in the prequels. Well, basically, to get back on point, you can't be happy with that decision, you have to be angry. Grr. Step number 9. You're not a true Star Wars fan if you don't have a master replica lightsaber. Those really expensive $200 to $400 lightsabers that you don't even use. You just hang them there, and they have this, I'm guessing, LED lighting that is attached to one of the finest details I've ever seen for a lightsaber. Basically lights up and you just keep it there for show. It makes sounds when you turn it on and all, but you just can't use it. So you spent $400 on it, and it's best not to use it. I don't know, man. Step number 10, and the last step, basically, you are not a real Star Wars fan if you are one of the millennials. That's right, you think you're a real Star Wars fan just because you watched episodes 1 to 3 and then episode 7. You think you're a real Star Wars fan. No, you're not a real Star Wars fan. You weren't there when they first lined up for Star Wars A New Hope. It wasn't even called episode 4. You weren't there, basically, so you're not a real Star Wars fan. You don't know how it feels, the struggle of basically buying that ticket. You're not a real Star Wars fan. I'm not a real Star Wars fan. All of this is an illusion. Chris Angel, please come out of there. Come on, bro. Yeah. Oh, just come here, Copperfield guy, come here. The story behind me loving Star Wars was when I went to watch episode 3, Revenge of the Sith, and honestly, one of the best Star Wars ever. It made me fall in love with the movies, and I watched them all. I went back home that day and I watched them all, literally, and it was honestly a really good movie. I don't know why people don't like it. I don't know why people don't like, the prequels, even though they're actually quite good, Shut up, Nate! Well, anyways, man, you do you. If you don't like it, you don't like it. I'm not gonna try to change your mind. Anyways, ladies and gentlemen, I haven't said this in quite a while, so I'm gonna say it now. Please subscribe. Always stay motivated, and I'll see you guys next time.